E aí galera, bem-vindos mais uma vez ao canal, né? Aqui é Corinto Fernandes falando, canal Corifé, né? Gameplay. E a gente é brasileiro, não desiste nunca. Então a gente vai zerar Final Fantasy XVI. Essa é a gameplay na sequência, se a gente for contar as lives, essa daqui é a de número 14. Né? Todas as outras gameplays foram lives que a gente fez aqui no canal. Então dá uma procurada, a gente tem uma playlist aí, né, no YouTube só de lives, e aí você vai ver que está na sequência do número 1 ao número 13 Final Fantasy XVI. Então, se você quiser ficar por dentro de tudo que já aconteceu até aqui na história, é só assistir as lives anteriores e a gente vai continuar aqui a nossa gameplay. E aí você já se inscreve, né, já dá aquela força no canal, já deixa o seu like, ativa o sininho para você ficar por dentro sempre que sair uma live nova, seja de Final Fantasy, seja de qualquer outro jogo que a gente colocar aqui no canal, que a gente falar. Na verdade, a gente aqui fala de tudo um pouco, a gente não faz só live, a gente não faz só gameplay, a gente traz novidades, a gente tem alguns tutoriais no canal, fala de PS5, fala de PC, então já fortalece a gente com aquele like, com aquela inscrição, beleza? Então já vou carregar aqui o nosso jogo pra gente continuar de onde eu parei da última vez. Só lembrando, né, que na última live a gente avançou na história, na parte onde a gente finalmente matou o Titã, né? Nós enfrentamos o Titã ali, o Kupka, e a gente deixou a Jill se recuperando aqui no esconderijo. Se vocês assistirem a live anterior, a gameplay de número 13, a Jill não participou da história. Ela ficou aqui, ela estava se recuperando, né? E a gente avançou até uma parte da história com o tio do Clive. E depois a gente enfrentou o Titã sozinho. Sozinho não, porque a gente tem o Torgal sempre com a gente, né? O cachorrinho do Clive, o lobo ali, o cachorro lobo. Então a gente avançou nessa parte da história. Então eu vou continuar a partir deste momento a história do jogo, beleza? A gente tá vendo que a gente tem duas missões secundárias ali, verdinhas ali, ó, o corte preciso e a água quente ali do lado direito da tela, mas eu pretendo ir direto para a história principal, onde a gente tem que falar com o Otto, beleza? Então vamos seguir a nossa gameplay. Vamos subir aqui e vamos acompanhar o que tem que acontecer na história. Ó, a gente já viu algumas pessoas perguntando sobre Kupka, né? Lembrando que nós matamos ele. Inclusive, galera, teve uns esquemas estilo Game of Thrones na live passada, umas cenas mais quentes aí, mais polêmicas, digamos assim. Então, se pintou a curiosidade do que aconteceu, assiste a live passada que vocês vão saber do que eu tô falando. E aí a gente matou o Kupka, né? Na aventura passada. E como eu falei, rolou umas cenas aí estilo Game of Thrones, então vai lá e assiste que... E a batalha, cara, a batalha foi fantástica, né? 2 titãs se matando na porrada, né? Praticamente. Vamos lá. We're seeing troops amassing at every border across.
Clive, you're back. I am. And with glad tidings for once. Hugo Kupka is no more. Well, I'll be. All of our comrades who lost their lives back at Sid's place be smiling down at you right now.
We had a stolus from Lubor saying Drake's fang had fallen. I expect that was your doing as well, was it?
It's a long story.
One for the history books, I'll bet.
Welcome home, Clive.
It's good to be back. You look better.
I feel it. Which means I'm coming on your next little adventure. You're not leaving me behind again.
Wouldn't dream of it. Otto, any word on the Royalist movements since I've been away? Shouldn't you be putting your feet up? If you really want to know, go and have a word with Vivian. Thank you. I will.
The conquering hero returns. And with hardly a scratch on him.
May have picked up one or two.
Well, the fact that you came straight to me instead of visiting our resident physiker suggests that you picked up something more important. A scent. The scent of Waludas.
The very same. But whatever plans Kupka was hatching with the Royalists, he took them to his grave. As did his men. Slaughtered by the orcs who'd taken over the Fang. Orcs, Vivian. I've never seen such creatures in storm before. The Waludas must have ferried them over from Ash, but why? Why work to rescue Kupka only to invade his home, the mother crystal of an allied nation, and let both fall? It makes no sense.
Do you know the tale of the blind men and the Adamantus? One can often be led astray by focusing too closely on individual details. One must instead see the bigger picture. And what bigger picture is there than my map? The Kingdom of Waloed claims dominion over all of Ash. It is a nation forged by the bloody conquest of Barnabas Tharm, the dominant of Odin. The Canvarian War of Independence in 849. The Battle of the Twin Realms in 865. The Battle of Belinus Tor in 873. Wheresoever his armies fought, Odin was found where the fighting was fiercest. But of late, the warrior king appears to have laid his sword to rest. Battle rages for control of the crystalline dominion. Yet Tharm sends not a single ship in support of his Dhalmekian allies. Meanwhile, the Blight ravages great swathes of Ash. Yet warlike Waloed shows not the faintest interest in laying claim to untouched lands. So why go to the trouble of sending an army of orcs into the heart of Drake's Fang, only to make no attempt to claim the Mother Crystal for Waloed? It can hardly be for lack of men. Tharm's armies rival any in the Twins. No. We have not seen the last of the Waluda standard. Odin will ride again. It is but a question of when. And on that day, who will be trampled underfoot? In summary, I know not to what end the Royalists betrayed Kupka. I know only that it is part of some broader scheme. A scheme tied to the ambitions of one man.
King Barnabas.
But there is no need to wallow in confusion. If one is to cure a sickness, one must first identify the symptoms. And your Lord Uncle has volunteered to do just that by keeping an eye on the Royalists' movements.
He's really throwing himself into this.
Indeed he is. Which means all that remains for us to do is await his reports. Well, not quite all in your case. The people of the Hideaway must hear the news. Justice has been done. Hugo Kupka is dead. The wounds he left that night are still raw, especially for those who lived with Sid the longest. Tell them that those wounds might finally begin to heal. Consider it the price of today's instruction.
I've never known you to be sentimental.
What can I say? I am only human. And we are, all of us, sentimental animals at heart.
I suppose we are. Very well. I'll go and spread the word.
Well, someone looks pleased with himself. It's true what I'm hearing, then.
Nothing escapes you, Lady Karen. It's true. Kuka is dead.
No more looking over our shoulders, then. Good. I'm starting to get a crick in my neck. Don't let it go to your head, though.
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
What is it? I'm busy.
I wanted to tell you that Hugo Kuka is dead.
I can't tell you how long I've been waiting to hear those words. This is it then. A new beginning under a new Sid.
I'll try to live up to the name.
Clive. So, will it be? Not bad, if I do say so myself. You can thank me later. And how am I meant to do that then? And?
Ah, Clive. Have you come seeking the gift of knowledge?
No. To share mine, actually. Hugo Kuka is dead.
Oh, my. Can it really be true?
Look, he's crying. He is. The big baby.
And with good reason, children. These are tears of joy. We must offer up a prayer to your parents that the heavens might weep with us. There shall be no lessons today, only thanksgiving and merrymaking. Go, put away your things.
All right. Brilliant.
Finally, a new dawn has broken.
It has.
Thank you, Clive. I cannot wait to share the good news.
Hippocrates. After Kuka fell, Ultima came to me. I need to know what he is. Have you learned anything?
Alas, no. And not for want of trying. I have scoured nigh every historical tome in our collection and found nothing. Not even the sort of conspicuous absence that might suggest a concealment of fact. One is almost tempted to conclude that such a creature never existed.
But I saw him. With my own eyes.
I don't doubt that you did. Alas, it seems you are the only one who has. To others, he reveals naught. We see only that which he leaves in his wake, like some terrible force of nature beyond the ken of mortal man.
A bringer of death.
Whether the Ultima you met with was the being itself, or merely another projection of its power, I know not. But until I do, my investigations shall continue.
Thank you. It means a lot. Right. Let's see if Otto has anything else for me.
I'm telling you, it's true. I heard it from Otto's own lips. Hugo Kupka.
You barely sat down since you came home. Vivian got you running errands or something?
Just spreading the word.
So, the professor's got a soft side, has she? I'd never have guessed.
No. She was right, though. Everyone was glad to hear the news.
Ah, but you ain't told everyone. I can think of plenty of friends back at the old hideaway who'd sleep more peacefully for knowing. Not least of all Sid. You should tell him.
You're right. I should. And I will.
Well, when you do, be sure to take Mid with you. She's been going at it hammer and tongs down in that workshop of hers, trying to do her father proud. I can't remember the last time she visited the old sod's grave.
Very well. I'll suggest it.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in. Why would anyone want to do that?
Mid hasn't been a
I went up to give some greens to the chocobo.
The celebratory spirit must be catching. Eat up, little ones. There's plenty. Come up with something soon.
All right, Clive? What do you want?
I'm going to visit Sid, and I thought you might like to come with me.
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that right now. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack sorted.
Thermal...
Displacement stack. Here.
And this is for...
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen. The Enterprise. Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over at the shipyard. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Whenever that is.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say that. First things first, I need some parts meching. The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides. That stops the rest of the ship from going up in flames.
A full suit of armor, then? Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
I can't make head nor tail of them.
Luckily, you don't need to.
Might need some help tidying up. Workshop.
Might need
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Quick look. Seen enough?
We're seeing troops amassing at every port across
Well, don't just stand there gawping. It's a relief. Thank you, Clive. If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it. Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Blackthorn, can I ask a favor?
Out with it.
It's for Mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it this time?
She said you would know. Here.
Krieger's Tates. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't be easy though. And I'll need help. Get Gav and Otto in here, will you?
All right.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, hasn't she? Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what I can.
And, what is it we need to do, exactly?
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual saw grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have to fetch them. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Velcroy. Stardust, they call it. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing back here.
Well, we'll get it done quicker if we split up. One of us should probably give you an hand coat in the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where, we can get this over with. You going after the Stardust then, are you? Which one of these two lucky souls is going with you?
Gav, you're with me.
All right, then. So, where do we find this Stardust stuff?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're after.
Southern reaches of the Velcroy, eh? That's down past Alamil. I'll go and scout the place out. See about hiring us a wagon to bring the stuff back to.
All right. I'll meet you by the river.
While you're off having a paddle, I'll pick up the rest of this stuff from Blackthorn's supplier. Take care.
You two, eh? Don't go letting them fleece ya.
Fleece me? I'd like to see him try.
Looks like I found the river. Now where's Gav? Come on. Yeah! You deserve a rest. Sorry to keep you, Gav.
Better late than never. I've had a quick scout about, and I reckon round here's our best bet if we want to grab as much of this Stardust stuff as we can. Don't know what Blackthorn's planning to do with it, though. I asked over in Dalamil, and they seem to think it was worthless. But if Stardust is what Blackthorn wants, Stardust is what he'll get. There's plenty of this stuff lying about, just begging to be bagged.
Then let's get bagging, shall we?
We shall. Race ya.
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me. That should be enough for now. Let's see how Gav's getting on.
You finished? How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
Oh, you win. That might even be enough for old Blackthorn. Hey, before we go, do you mind if we have a chat? Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that.
There was a lot to work out.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain? Hardly ever see you around the hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand or other. You can take a day off, you know.
Says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Only 'cause you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going. Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you. Right. That's enough soppy shite for one day. We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn before he slings his hammer at someone.
You go on ahead. And try to get some rest once you're there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. After Blackthorn gets what he needs, of course.
Right. Ready to go home, boy?
Ready, go?
That'll do, girl.
Come on. Run like the wind.
Straight home now. Any luck? Or will you be needing help with your bags?
Well, I asked her, but...
If you're looking to make a knife that will impress a master like Luke, they're just not that viable. Featherlight adamantite knives will get passed from generation to generation, but adamantite ore is unique.
And it...
Unique? Are there any materials unique to Dalamil? Something which could be mixed with...
What are you getting at?
You said that Lubor trained you to work iron. Then that's what he'll expect you to use. But he would have known that it would either be too heavy or too brittle for a carving knife. Perhaps his Dalamil remark wasn't a...
If it's cheap metal you're using, then there's always limestone, I suppose. Folk first settled Dalamil to get at her mineral deposits. And if you know the trick, it can be melted down in the furnace to drive out impurities from low-quality iron.
Bloody hell! I don't suppose you know the trick, do you?
It's hardly my speciality, but I've been around enough blacksmiths to know how it works.
Looks like I've got some learning to do. Clive, I hate to ask after all that you've done for me, but...
Limestone? Fine. I can hardly abandon you. Besides,
You'll have no trouble finding lime.
Then I suppose.
Right you are. So, do you crush it up, or just throw it in the furnace?
The finest fabric!
Take a sniff, good sir. You'll be trying to
Gone, just like that.
What's the matter?
It's my... I'd go and look for him myself, but I've got to bake a load that...
I'll see what... all right.
Oh, where did all the money go?
Made from the stoutest stoneware.
Are you looking for something in particular? Thank you for your custom.
One rock looks a lot like another. But hopefully this... What Sava needs. You all right, boy? Good girl. Faster! By the flames. That explains the heat. All yours, Torgal! Let's cool things down a bit. Let's hope it's enough to keep the baths from boiling.
I saw with my own two eyes what you did to those dead.
Ready, go? Yeah! Straight home now.
A mountain of a monster, twice as tall.
blade yet hungers. Come, let us feast on your flesh.
Your feasting days are over. Those who kill for sport deserve no better.
Get it, boy!
Excuse me.
What do you want?
The baker sent me to find you.
I am a sorry, selfish sod, aren't I? I'm certainly not a baker. Master must rue the day he took me in. Time was the sight of the fang used to calm my nerves.
I take it you missed the mother crystal.
I hated her, but she was all I knew. Worked her mines for years. I had to trade my pickaxe for a rolling pin. But I'm no good at baking. Every loaf I touch collapses. She was the only thing that could fill the hole inside me. Oh, I loved her, damn. But now she's gone. What am I supposed to do? I ask her.
Focus on the job at hand. Think about what you can do right now.
What use is proofing loaves when... Wait. Perhaps the solution has been in the bakery all along. You've opened my eyes. Thank you, friend, and fare thee well.
Wait. Suppose you won't be needing an escort then.
Take a sniff, good sir. You'll be
Ah, there you are. The man who lit a fire under my wayward apprentice. Though I worry you might have stoked the flames a little too high. He damn near ran me down trying to get to my oven.
Master, it's ready. Behold the Drake's Balm. A truly unique creation.
I dare say it is.
Just look at it. A perfect likeness of the Fang herself. Her steepled peaks, her fulsome spurs, her inviting hollow. True, my loaves collapse more often than not, but what's the Fang without her crater? Why, no Fang at all. And look, inside. She's filled to bursting with a bounty of beautiful crystals. Salt crystals! Master, I have found my purpose. I must use my work here to preserve the memory of the Fang.
Well, if it tastes half as unique as it looks, I'd certainly say you're onto something. Not only is my apprentice back, but he's finally pulling his weight. With any luck, I might even have a new delicacy on my hands. I don't know how you did it, but you have my thanks. use the good salt?
It would make us.
My carpets have pride of place in...
Master Lubo says Drake's fang has fallen.
I wasn't sure how much you'd need, but I hope this is enough.
You are one of the good ones, you know that? You and that merchant both, she's got quite a gift for teaching that one. Now, time to see if limestone is the secret... That'll do, I reckon. A knife forged from the very rocks of Dalamil. Her spirit, if...
It's a fine-looking blade.
That sounds like my cue. And just as well. I was getting tired of waiting.
I'm sorry, Forge Master Lubo.
Let's take a look then, shall we? First things first, Sava, do you think this is a carving knife worthy of the fine people of Dalamil?
I'd like to think so. But what do you think?
What do I think indeed? It's sharp-ish, but it won't last long with hard use. And it's heavy, heavier than it should be. You might not think it just to hold it for a moment, but sell that to a cook and you'll never hear the end of it. It looks like someone paid a visit to the terraces. The limestone was a step in the right direction, granted, but one that still leaves you short of the mark.
And I was so certain I had it all worked out.
I don't know who you found to teach you that little trick, but it certainly shows initiative. Next question. How much do you think I would charge if I'd made this?
Well, if it took you even a fraction of the time it took me, I would say you could demand a heavy purse.
And who would be able to pay that? The butcher? The hunter? The cooks over at the inn? Dalamil is home to humble traders, not wealthy lords and ladies. Rule number 1 in any business, Sava. Know your customers.
Yes, Forge Master.
This is just about passable. But only just. I'd say you're worth keeping around a little longer. Starting tomorrow, you'll have an anvil of your own.
I will. Thank you. I was wondering, what would you do if you were asked to forge a carving knife?
I'd do what I always do. Ask who it's for. If it was for the butcher, I'd make sure it holds an edge. For the hunter, I'd make it as tough as Titan. For the cook, light as a feather. And for the nobleman, I'd make it cost an absolute fortune.
There goes a master, all right.
It looks like congratulations are in order.
I couldn't have done it without you. So much for the Forge Master's riddle, though, eh? The spirit of Dalamil had nothing to do with limestone or anything much at all. Meaning, I had you run around...
You've passed your test. That's all that matters. You'll have a forge of your own in no time.
And when I do, I'll craft you the finest carving knife you have ever seen.
Master Lubo says Drake's fangs.
Yes, they're quite
Now,
sort of.
Dusan, I know you're keen.
Oh, where did all the men have gone?
Lights and pots! There he is. The man who's... I was hoping we'd be seeing you again. The baths grow more bearable by the moment. It won't be long now before we are back to business.
I'm glad to hear it.
Now, tell me this. What did you find at the terraces?
Not what I expected, that's for
You tell her fine. That's not to say I don't believe you, though. Creatures made of flame, eh? But I burdened you with my worries enough already. Right. It's high time I got back to work. With a little luck, the day might yet be...
Good day to you. Sid.
It's all but spent.
The crystals we get from the town.
We had to dig a new cellar to store all the unsold barrels.
Ah, Clive.
Go on.
There are whisperings afoot of rustlings in the undergrowth. It may be given...
Of course.
Excellent. You might be...
All right. Right. Let's see what the... What do the village have to say? I'd better find out if this is just nerves, or something we need to take more seriously.
Are you even listening?
If we're to suffer...
Word is, the Black Shields took a hiding. And some bearing.
Excuse me. Quentin mentioned...
Nah, not me. I'm in, mate. Don't worry. Any shady characters try and slip...
All right. Do you have a moment? There's talk of suspicious figures in the woods.
No, but I've heard something. Sound of scraping metal.
Where was this?
In Lorbert's pub. Was out foraging for herbs when I heard it. Ran back here as quick as me leg.
I see. Seems Lord Pass is our best bet then. What do you say, Torgal? Shall we go and investigate? You there.
Fuck! He's seen us. Get them before they escape!
Black shields. Here. What the hell are you doing here?
What is it to you? That we give a damn? All that matters to us is that you don't leave here alive. Get him!
This one. All yours, Torgal. Why were they here? Were they planning an attack on Lost Wing? I need to warn Quentin.
Good day to you.
The crystals we get from this.
Clive, how goes the hunt?
I found some black shields hiding near Lord.
Black shields. The Empresses, though they serve another master now. And it would appear the pack has finally caught the damn it all. I had hoped I would have more time than this. And bite back we shall.
I'm sorry. You're going to need to who did the Black Shield serve now? And why would that—
Because I want him dead.
Who?
The former Lord Chief Justice of Sanbreque. All that I have built here is for him.
I don't understand. Why him? Why Lost Wing?
I suppose it is better that you know the truth. I was a member of the judiciary once. So sickened was I by the injustice of this world, I swore to fight it. And fight it I did in my own small way. I saw more than a few corrupt officials condemned to the very cells into which they had thrown blameless innocents. Men to whom the law was but a scourge to turn against the powerless. And throughout, it was the Lord Chief Justice who backed me, who was my one true ally in the quest to see justice done.
So what changed?
I discovered that he hunted bearers for sport. I was a fool to think he shared my hatred of venality and vice. His support for me was no more than a facade, a means of ridding himself of his rivals, a mask to hide the rot beneath. I filed suit against him immediately. His response, however, was rather more visceral. He had my entire family slaughtered, and he faced no punishment whatsoever. I lost everything. My loved ones, my livelihood, my position, the faith I had once held that any modicum of justice might be achieved through the courts. So I set about enacting my own. I tracked down every soul who served him, and slit their throats myself. But the man himself proved an altogether more difficult target. With money and power come protection. And so I saw that I would need an army of my own. I came here to Lostwing and began recruiting like-minded individuals.
And everyone here knows this is why you do what you do.
Of course. They too have lost loved ones to the bearer hunts. Seen faultless friends sent to the gallows to spare the guilty. All under the watchful eye of the Lord Chief Justice. Our wounds are the same. And our cause is the same. We are comrades, and our revenge is already in motion. We know where he hides, how numerous and well-trained his guard. What we did not know until now, however, was that his plans may already be in motion too.
Quentin.
Our time is short. He may move against us at any moment, unless we move against him first. My friends and comrades, it begins. Make ready for war.
I'm not going to change his mind. Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs.
Well, don't just stand there, go. It'd better all be here. You'll not find a better price than that.
Blackthorn, got everything you need?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Cheers for the Stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
We should go out on maneuvers together more often. You know, it beats sneaking around on your Todd all the time.
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
Might need some help.
If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn started work on the plating.
Excellent! Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material was all...
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right... What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's her name?
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes.
I'll show you the plan. Here you see the mithril engine, in which excess heat is dealt with by means of the... Now, were we to rely on thermal... In other words, the reactor would overheat. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are... And not only that, they're also waterproof. Why? If sea or rainwater were to enter the...
You can stop there. Mid said we might be able to... Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in law... The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have... It's no longer a matter of just walking...
I see. Then would that help?
Oh, very much. I'll gather my team and head...
Galera, é isso. Eu vou terminar essa gameplay aqui. Deu pra perceber que a gente tá na Soltando Vapor número 2. Como são 3 peças, eu imagino que a gente vai ter uma missão Soltando Vapor número 3. Então a gente não vai ter assim um avanço no enredo, digamos assim. Se tiver, eu vou fazer a outra gameplay, faço a gravação e aí a gente continua. Mas eu desconfio que a gente só vai ter a construção dessa embarcação. Então... eu vou concluir essa missão, concluir a terceira missão e a gente faz uma nova gameplay de fato com a história, beleza? Então, pra quem curtiu até aqui, eu peço mais uma vez que deixe seu like, né? Aquele like pra fortalecer o canal, pra ajudar a gente a trazer cada vez mais conteúdo, a fazer as gameplays, a fazer as lives. E já se inscreve, porque aí a próxima gameplay você já fica por dentro da história, beleza? Eu acho melhor a gente fazer assim, porque senão a gameplay fica muito extensa. E a gente de fato não vai ter assim algo de conteúdo relacionado à história. Então eu vou fazer a conclusão desse Soltando o Vapor número 2. E a próxima gameplay já vai ser algo relacionado com a história de fato. Beleza? Então valeu demais. Agradeço quem assistir e quem curtir e deixar aquele like maroto no canal. Valeu pessoal, até a próxima.